In plain view, over and over. Speed up to it's far from over. In plain view, over and over. Join me to get me that over.
ぐにどこにいても待ってほしい青空を見ている私ひまわりのように咲き出し夏になりピカピカの太陽元気いっぱい笑顔の魔法青空を見ている私ひまわりのように咲き出
In plain view, over and over. Speed up to each one from over. In plain view, over and over. Join me to gaming that over. In plain view, join me too. In plain view, over and over. Join me too, give me that over. In plain view, over and over. Join me too, give me that over. Come to the game, come to the game, come to the game. Come to the game, come to the game, ready on Thursday. Come to the game, come to the game, come to the game. Come to the game, come to the game, ready. Come to the game, come to the game, come to the game. Come to the game, come to the game, ready on station.
Good morning, Super Nintendos. Happy 30th anniversary to Pokemon. This is Nintendo Voice Chat live for today's Pokemon Presents. I'm your host, Logan Plant, joined by a bunch of Pokemon superfans. Casey DeFreitas. Hi, Casey.
Hi.
Miranda Sanchez.
Hi, hello.
And Nick Lamone.
Good morning, y'all.
And we're just a couple minutes out here from the Pokemon Presents, which is going to show off a ton of stuff. We're hoping to see Gen 10. We'll probably see more on Fire Red and Leaf Green, which are going to be available on Switch later today. But first, before we get into predictions or anything else, we want to tell you about something really cool Pokemon related that's happening in the IGN family, and that is Planet Pokemon. If you want to be the very best, like no one ever was, you can streamline your journey to becoming a master trainer with Planet Pokemon. Choose your Pokemon filtering by type, ability, or Pokedex, then use the full team builder to assemble an unbeatable lineup. Plan out the optimal set of moves, items, and abilities, play to your strengths by analyzing your team's resistances and vulnerabilities, or really maximize your Poke potential by digging into the stats of your EVs and IVs, and save multiple team builds for different strategies in different games. Plan your dream team today at planetpokemon.com. And Casey, I know that you're going to use this a lot coming up.
Yeah, was going to use it to make 3 different teams using the 3 different starters for Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green that has complete type coverage with all of the moves and everything. And I actually want to know if anyone has any teams that they're planning on building. You can at me on Blue Sky at Shiny KCD and maybe I will include it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, that's planetpokemon.com. Go check it out. It's a very cool website that IGN just launched for Pokemon superfans. Okay, we're about 3 or 4 minutes out from the Pokemon Presents. Let's get into some predictions of what we want to see. Nick, what do you want to see from this presentation?
I only want one thing, and it's a new gen. Call me greedy, but Papa needs something new to look forward to. That's just a full-blown RPG, and I'm really hoping we get a glimpse. And I couldn't think of a better excuse than Pokemon's 30th anniversary.
Yeah. What do you think, Miranda? Gen 10 today?
I hope so. But what
Yeah.
I also hope for that I don't think is going to happen is another Let's Go game. I
Oh.
love
Ooh.
Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee, and I'd really love to see them continue that series because it's a great way to revisit some of the first regions without having to go back to like the old games, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Casey? What do you want today?
I obviously, of course, want the next gen of Pokemon as well. I would love if we saw the starters. I know the last 2 gens, they started, like, they didn't show the starters immediately, but
Mm-hmm.
we did get those before the box legendaries. But I also think maybe we'll get release dates for Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness.
Oh, yeah, on Switch Online.
Yeah.
Shadow drop, please.
Yeah. Oh gosh,
That'd
there's
be
too
so
many.
sick.
Yeah. I think we'll probably see Pokemon Champions. That's the new
Mhm.
kind of competitive arena for Pokemon battling that's going to come out to Switch and mobile this year. That's got to be here. Fire Red and Leaf Green, which I think leaked
Of course.
early. Like, we don't really know, but they'll be in here. We're hoping for Pokemon Home integration from those, which would be really nice. But yeah, Gen 10, obviously, I think is what we're all sitting here waiting for and hoping for. I want to see the starters. I know they'll never do it, but I want the starters to be different types. I don't think they ever will. But I
No.
think-
No.
but they won't do it. That's just
You
a
can
pipe
dream.
Yeah.
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 Maybe a 4th starter, sort of like Pikachu. That would
Yeah.
be kind of sick.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, like an alternate difficulty by choosing a 4th like type that's a little more difficult to start with. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Do you guys play any of the mobile games? I know we're going to see those.
Yeah, we will see a 30-second update for every 15 mobile games that Pokemon has released over the last 2 years. I play none of them personally.
I do not. I'll play a mobile game though if it means I get an exclusive Pokemon that I could transfer over to a Gen 10 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't play Pokemon Go seriously, but I play occasionally. It's like a travel game for me. I like catching Pokemon as souvenirs, and I went to Paris for the Pokemon Legends ZA preview, but we also did a Pokemon Go stamp rally and it was for Mega Charizard, so of course I had to do it. But it was
Worth
really,
it.
really fun. So if you ever have the opportunity to do a stamp rally for Pokemon Go, highly recommend. It was a great experience.
We are just about 1 minute away from the Pokemon Presents getting started here. Stick around because we're going to watch the whole thing with you live. And then right after, we're going to go into an hour-long Nintendo Voice Chat post show. We'll break down everything we saw. We'll talk about Fire Red and Leaf Green. We'll talk about Pokemon Pokopia, which Casey and I have both played a bit of, and we can talk about, plus the Treehouse that happened this week. So stick around with us for the next hour and a half or so of Pokemon news because it's Pokemon's 30th, and we're excited to be here to celebrate with all of you. I'm ready. There's
Cannot wait.
200,000 people waiting to watch this right now on the official Pokemon channel.
Crazy. I mean, it's not. It's expected.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
thir-
like a normal time at a lot of places, just not the
just not
the
for
West
us.
Coast.
But man, 30 years will do that to you, right? 200,000 plus.
Yeah. I'd wake up for this early even if I were in here
Mm-hmm.
on the show. So it's worth it.
Feel lucky to
Premiere
be
will
on the East
begin
Coast right now.
shortly.
And
Of
now-
the mobile games, I still play Pokemon Friends. I like Pokemon Friends. They just released some
is that like the
plush
puzzle
from that.
knitting one that
Yep.
they? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you make little stuffed animals and decorate rooms with them.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's quite cute. Apparently, it's still not live, so we're still kind of just waiting for the
Yeah,
premiere to
they're a
actually
little
start.
they're a little late.
I think
All
it
right.
says that the premiere is technically starting at 6:01 a.m.
Oh, it does. It does.
It
say
is
that.
6:01 a.m.
Yep,
though.
just turned 6:01.
Someone get Pikachu on the phone stat.
Yeah. We'll be okay. I do need to... Oh,
Okay,
oh,
1
we got the
minute to go.
countdown.
Oh, that is pretty loud in our ears, I think.
Much more manageable.
Yeah, I want to get back into Pokemon Go, though. I think a lot. I think it's time.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, what's the last gen they added to that?
I actually don't know where they're at. I know they have a Lola Pokemon. I think they might be around there because I think Pick a Pack had a day, like a Pokemon day
Hmm.
in it. Or Community Day, I guess is what it's called.
I think they had a community day. I don't know if you just said this, so apologies. Like 2 days ago, like on Sunday. At least in LA, it was like in the Rose Bowl.
Oh, it was we had Square Bunny.
Here we go.
I want the pin for this. They have the merch coming out soon for it. Aww.
This is cute.
I love the Let's Go recognition. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. Aww.
Even in different languages, very cute.
Hello everyone, I'm Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. Today, February 27, is Pokemon Day. This is the date the Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green games were first released in Japan, marking the beginning of the Pokemon series. In those first two titles, 151 Pokemon made their appearance. Now, a total of 1,025 Pokemon have been discovered. And these diverse Pokemon have been part of the stories trainers worldwide have been able to experience. This year marks the Pokemon series' 30th, a milestone reached because of your support. Thank you, each and every one of you. We hope you will all enjoy seeing how Pokemon continues to evolve. In today's broadcast, we'll share all the latest news about Pokemon. Please enjoy the presentation.
What you got?
An MVP.
What?
It's adorable.
It's very cute, yeah.
Music and sound effects for the Pokemon Red version and Pokemon Blue version video games. You can now play all 45 songs from the games on the small player inspired by the Gameboy system. We took particular care to make the audio sound just like Gameboy, so I hope
That's
you
cool.
enjoy listening while swapping out cartridges.
Huh?
That's wild.
What?
It's gonna be expensive.
Yeah.
Pass me the ox.
I mean, I say, like, why? But I'm gonna buy it.
I'm Chris Brown from the Pokemon Company International, and I'm thrilled to share news about the 2026 Pokemon World Championships, which will be taking place alongside our new fan experience, Pokemon XP in San Francisco. The 2026 Pokemon World Championships will once again welcome nearly 3,000 competitors from all over the world. Competitors in the video game championships will battle for the first time in Pokemon Champions, while their fellow competitors will battle in the Pokemon trading card game, Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Unite. Each of the final matches of these games will be held at the Chase Center, an arena that's 3 times the size as last year's finals. Years ago, we started on a mission to create the most exciting Pokemon event for our competitors and their families. As the World Championships evolved, we saw an opportunity to expand even further and deliver a one-of-a-kind experience where trainers around the world can come together in celebrating their fandom. As we celebrate 30 years of Pokemon, we invite all of you to the inaugural Pokemon XP event. Fans of all ages can expect fun activities, including interactive exhibits, pin trading, cosplay showcases, unique panels, hands-on workshops, exciting partner collaborations, and of course, visiting the Pokemon Center pop-up store. To celebrate this new experience, today
Of
we're giving you a
course.
first look at a truly special piece of art illustrating Pokemon XP alongside the highly anticipated World Championships.
Cute.
Yeah, I like the
Whether you're
stylization.
joining us in person in San Francisco or from home on our live stream, we can't wait to see you this August. Thank you, Pokemon trainers.
Just after Gamescom.
Was this the original cards to TCG Pocket?
Oh, that was a e-reader card.
They'll never get me back on TCG Pocket. I broke the cycle.
Same.
I'm free. Oh, whoa. What?
Maybe just a whole new set of the physical card game.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I
Yeah,
guess
Or-
so.
seems like it.
Or an online.
That was a little confusing.
A huge range of Pokemon that have appeared in Pokemon Go so far will return. And there's a 2-day Pokemon Go tour event starting tomorrow. We also have a promo code to share.
Okay, Kalos.
Alright, I might re-download Pokemon
Going
Go.
back.
Can't believe it's been 10 years. That's crazy.
Aw,
We've reached the
cute.
mobile game run of this show.
Yeah. I
Dude,
played Pokemon Masters for a bit. It was fun.
Let your curiosity.
I really love that Sugimori art. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Pokemon Masters EX.
Cafe Re-
Cuties.
This is like the match 3 one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I used to do Pokemon Sleep religiously, and then my partner moved in, and I was like, well, there goes that.
Did it improve your sleep?
It did, actually. I was really excited to... Well, I think the thing it improved is me waking up.
That
I
also
was excited
counts.
to wake up. Yeah. Missions.
What?
To celebrate Pokemon Day, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno will be joining the fray. The magnificent power of the 3 legendary bird Pokemon.
I liked Pokemon Unite as well. I kind of want to get back to that.
Yeah, it's a
This was
fun,
my-
short and sweet MOBA.
This was my most played Switch game last year.
And even more
Wow.
Oh, wow.
are scheduled to be added. Don't miss what's coming.
You won't get me. I promise.
The need to rip a pack right now.
I know. I was like,
Is
but
growing.
I don't want to go back.
The dopamine hit.
I really love playing, like, competitive in that, like, battling, but the meta got me every time. I
I
get
just,
so tired.
I
of
just
it.
loved opening packs. It was so satisfying.
Oh, this is. I love the little interstitial. It's cute.
Oh, here we go. Gale of Darkness.
Oh, we're getting a release date.
They gotta drop them today.
Please. Weird that they went in backwards order, but alright. Man, I love Coliseum so much.
Me too.
No, this is still XD.
Oh yeah, you're right, my bad.
I never got to play this, so I would really like to.
March. All right.
Okay, close enough. Come on, Coliseum 1.
Hello
No.
everyone, I'm Utsunomiya from the Pokemon Company. I'd like to give you all some additional updates as we share the latest news on our games. First off, we have information regarding the Pokemon Fire Red version and Pokemon Leaf Green version games coming to Nintendo Switch. The Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Leaf Green games, remakes of the Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green games in Japan, were released on Game Boy Advance in 2004. Today, these games have been made available to play once more as download exclusive titles on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. We also plan to make these titles
There it is.
compatible with Pokemon Home in the future.
Nice.
This way, you can bring Pokemon obtained in other Pokemon RPG series titles on adventures with you, or you can send Pokemon to visit Pokemon Champions. We hope you look forward to it. Next, we have some news about Pokemon Champions.
Definitely time for the release date on this one.
Yeah.
Between now and August, right?
Mm-hmm. This is pretty cute, though.
I mean, the cross-platform makes so much sense, and it's such a smart move.
Mm-hmm. Aww. The only time I've done a tournament is in high school. It'd be kind of fun to do a friend run with this.
April. Okay.
And later a mobile. Okay.
Oh.
April to Switch 2 and later for
Mobile
everything
later.
else?
Yeah, Switch 1, yeah.
Oh, Switch 1.
Next up is news about the Mega Dimension DLC for the Pokemon Legends ZA game, the newest title in the Pokemon series. Please take a look at this video.
All right.
A new Mega Evolution of Garchomp, Mega Garchomp Z, has been discovered. This mystery gift will become available for the Pokemon Legends ZA
nice.
Mega Dimension DLC after this presentation concludes. After claiming this gift, you'll be able to detect a special hyperspace distortion where you can encounter Mega Garchomp Z. You can obtain a Garchompite Z stone by winning a battle against Mega Garchomp Z in the special pocket of hyperspace. Next up, we have some news about Pokemon Pokopia.
News about it?
Is that curious-looking stereo a Rotom? Did it get enticed by the music and hop inside? It's really energetic and seems to go by DJ Rotom. What happens if you
That's
give it a
cute.
CD in the game? It can help liven up the town with a variety of music. Ditto and the others are grooving to the beat too. Let's listen to DJ Rotom's specially selected tracks while I introduce you to the world of Pokemon Pokopia.
Cute.
Ditto first encounters Professor Tangrowth in a wasteland that was once a town. It seems like Ditto is working alongside other Pokemon to develop the town. Wow, they're sure fired up. Of course, you can't give your all on an empty stomach. It looks like Riolu wants something to eat too. But how do you cook? Huh? That's
What
so
is that?
A Greedent?
A Greedent appeared. It sounds like
Cute.
everyone calls it Chef Dente. Chef Dente can teach you how to cook all sorts of dishes. Each Pokemon has different foods they prefer. Some dishes will even
This
power
comes out
the
like
moves
next week,
you
right?
make them.
Yeah, next
This
Thursday.
will make it even easier to develop the
It just
town.
looks huge.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Try bringing Pokemon you've befriended on an outing. In multiplayer mode, you can visit other players' towns. You can play with up to 3 other people. First, let's play some hide and seek. I wonder where everyone's hiding. Ah, there you are.
And the Pokedex for this game just looks
There's
enormous.
someone here too.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
But where's the last one? Whoa! You can transform into objects too! That was a fun game of hide and seek. By working together, you could even build something this big.
Adorable.
Oh, what are they making?
Together,
That's
you can develop
that is really good capture. That's cool.
Yeah.
or go on far-off adventures.
Ugh.
New encounters.
I cannot
may await
wait.
you
Oh
as
my
well.
gosh.
Oh man.
Ah.
Every day, the world gets bigger and bigger.
Evidently,
Building towns
jeez.
One step at a time.
All right, this kind of shot up my radar. I like this.
Yeah, this game's gonna be a huge deal, I think.
I feel like every time I see it, there's just more and more Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many Pokemon are there possibly in this game? That's fantastic. Ooh, Ditto Rug. Fancy.
All right, probably just time for one more thing. They gotta show us Gen 10.
Please.
Please.
Pokemon Pokopia releases next week on Thursday, March 5th. We hope you enjoy working with Pokemon to develop a town from the ground up. Today, we covered all of the information
no.
you see here.
There's no way that's it.
No, there's gotta be one more
We'd like
thing.
to end our presentation today with
Okay.
a final video
Yep,
for
yep.
you.
Come on.
Thank you for tuning in.
Dude, is this the mic drop? Let's see. Rating pending.
Yeah, we're going gen by gen right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Oh, here we go.
Hey!
They show them.
Traditional starters.
I'm so
oh my
excited.
gosh, the little Pomeranian.
Brought.
Palm bomb. Gekwa.
I like that
Gekwa's-
guy.
That's a suspicious cloud up there.
Yeah,
Water looks
absolutely.
nice.
Oh my god, Casey, we got some work to do.
Underwater.
Oh no,
Underwater.
Morgan! Oh my god! I mean, just because they're showing underwater doesn't mean anything, but. Oh. Winds and waves.
I like that art. That's nice.
Yeah.
2027.
2027
Wow.
on Switch
wow.
2. They're Switch 2 games.
Only Switch 2?
Yeah, I think so.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I feel bad, but I would kind of hope so.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Are they coming back or?
What do they got? Anything else?
Like, yeah, I can't tell if
Can't
it's.
ask for
if
more.
It's over. Okay,
Nope,
it's
that's
over.
it.
Okay.
No.
Oh, wait.
All right, welcome to the Nintendo Voice Chat live post show for the Pokemon Presents here on Pokemon Day, or if you're listening later on audio services or on YouTube, this is our NVC episode for the week. I'm Logan Plant, joined by Casey, Miranda, and Nick, and we just watched the Pokemon Presents, which ended with a big announcement. It was Generation 10 of Pokemon finally revealed Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves coming to Switch 2 in 2027. We'll talk about Fire Red and Leaf Green, Pokemon Pokopia, but we got to start right there with that Gen 10 trailer. Casey, your first thoughts?
I actually really liked all three of the starter Pokemon this time around. And that has not been the case recently. But I'm super excited to get that fire type Pomeranian Pokemon as my starter Pokemon.
Very cute.
Yeah, very cute. I like that we saw more than just the starters this time. Sometimes Pokemon reveals a gen and it's just like, here's the starters, here's the titles, and maybe a quick little concept piece. But no, this was a big chunk of what this game is going to be. Looks super Wind Waker inspired to me as a big Zelda fan. Lots of water, island exploration, different biomes. We saw a ton of different Pokemon. And I thought this looked really nice. Like, this is a huge step up from what the games looked like on Nintendo Switch, specifically Scarlet and Violet. Like, they even showed a windmill, which famously chugged so poorly on Scarlet and Violet, and this windmill looked just fine. Nick, what'd you think?
I think you took the words right out of my mouth. This looks gorgeous. I think this also, just on this cursory trailer, this looks like a significant improvement visually over something like ZA Legends as well, which was also a Switch 1 game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So the fact that this, the end card of this does say for Switch 2 instills the hope that they are optimizing and designing for stronger and superior hardware, which means that the game, in theory, is going to take advantage of the Switch 2 hardware to its fullest extent, which makes me very, very happy.
Yeah, maybe not, I don't know, maybe not to its fullest extent. To the fullest extent Game Freak can, I think. Is maybe where I'll go on that.
But look at the water, look at the waves!
Yeah, the water looks awesome. The water looks
The
really
waves
great.
have to look good. It's called Pokemon Waves,
Yeah.
Or Pokemon Winds.
Miranda, what do you think?
I want to actually take us back a second to when they just open the door and you see these two Pikachu, and it kind of looks like your Pikachu's parents in a weird way. It's just like, look, we're coming from vacation. Hi, sweetie. Come look outside. That's kind of the vibes it gave me. It's like the tourist parents.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the reason I call that to the forefront is because one of the things I feel like some of the recent Pokemon games have really missed is interactions with your Pokemon. Where are my mini games? Where's the time for me to get to really vibe with them other than just sitting on a bench and looking at them, or throwing a ball and hope they chase it and it works and then they just all fall asleep, I guess. But I think if this, them being dressed up, them looking cute, I feel like that was very intentional as part of this presentation. I think whenever we've dissected these first looks in the past, we've definitely been able to read into them not incorrectly. So I think that was a bit of an indicator that maybe they're a little bit focused on, customization for your Pokemon, or spending time with Pokemon in a different way. Give me Super Contest back. Come on.
Yeah, and just again, if you're listening to us later, this is live at 6:30 right now. We just saw this trailer for the first time, so I'm keeping an eye on if any press releases or anything drop about Pokemon Winds and Waves, so we can know more. We're just going off the first impressions of this trailer, and this is a big moment here where they dive underwater, and we see a ton of different water-type Pokemon swimming around. And Casey and Miranda, I know your first thought on this was, this is looking like a huge game from a guide's perspective and just in general.
We've done it before from Tears of the Kingdom. We've got layers. We're good on that. But I do think it's always interesting whenever you get these big open scenic shots. Usually they'll just show one main area and sometimes glimpses of other areas you'll visit later, and it definitely has that vibe. I love that they showed what we're looking at for the Pokemon Center, at least, or at least Pokemart, where we're going to do some shopping and some other things, and it is giving a little bit of Scarlet and Violet in the vibes that everything's kind of outdoors in that way.
Yeah.
But I think I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I am glad that it looks like a lot of different kinds of areas to explore, and I really like the different change in perspective when they went into the forest. I really want to see actual gameplay of this now, because this looks great. I want to know if the actual gameplay looks this good.
Yeah, are these
Yes.
bull shots or not? You know.
Yeah, I'm hopeful to think no. I feel like the first time we saw Legends Arceus on Switch, that was a year out of its release, and it looked rough. And we're like, well, they've got a year, and it came out looking a little better, but still a little rough. Scarlet Violet, same deal. Like a lot of these games look really rough on first look, but no, this one looked nice. I think that I don't know, Pokemon. They had to know. They had to know that Scarlet and Violet, despite selling extraordinarily well, for a lot of fans, it was damaging to the brand. It absolutely was. They patched it up on Switch 2. It runs much nicer now on the new hardware. And this is the first Pokemon game on a new generation of Nintendo hardware, being a Switch 2 exclusive. I am glad to see that, yeah, this is, by all accounts, so far from this brief first look, is looking like they have solved a lot of issues that people had with the prior couple of entries. Even Legends EA ran very nicely on Switch 2, but still a Switch 1 game, and the buildings did not look great. That city was not super pretty to look at. So I'm super enthused seeing just visually that this is such a big improvement from what we've gotten the last 7 or so years of Pokemon. Like this is very exciting.
I think the big thing that stands out is the density of the foliage is the thing. Like there's an LOD here where I think in ZA Legends, because it was built within a city, it had the luxury of being able to obfuscate a lot of the LOD by just saying, we're in a city, you're not going to be able to see that far away. And the fact that we are seeing so much brush, so many trees off in the distance, early on in the trailer, you see like a little balloon floating in the island, which maybe is some sort of challenge or something like that. Like it shows you that there are things on the horizon, and I am hoping there is a level of the, if you see that mountain, you can go to that mountain kind of vibe in this one. So fingers crossed, we will see.
Yeah, Casey, you were going to chime in?
Yeah, I have to say, this is the longest we've gone without a core Pokemon game. So I think Scarlet and Violet is 2022. This is 27, so 5 years. And usually we get a core Pokemon game every 2 or 3 years. I know we did get a Legends game, but just going off, even when Legends Arceus came out, we still got Scarlet and Violet 3 years after Sword and Shield. So they're spending way more time in development for this game than they ever have on a core game before, which is really cool, and I really hope it shows.
Yeah, it's so fun just looking at this. Like I just saw some spire off in the distance, looks like a ramp leading up to some building. Maybe that's like a gym or something. It's fun that we know very little about this right now. We got to do a starter draft though of these 3 starters. Who does everybody want? Casey?
I want Pombon. I love fire types. I also really like dogs and puppies and like just your basic animal. So I'm excited. Hopefully it doesn't evolve into a two-footed human-looking thing.
A Cerberus.
That's a hard ass, Casey.
I know.
I don't know if they have it
I
in
know
them.
it's a hard ass, but please give me a beast.
Nick, who's your pick?
I'm sorry, it's got to be Pom Bomb. I think he's going to be I think that's going to be the standout starter here because who doesn't love a Pomeranian? I have a little pupper as well, so you know I'm naming Pom Bomb Chopper after my boy Chopper. And I'm hoping, evolutions. Maybe like a Cerberus, it is a fire type, so like maybe there's something there. Hades is really popular right now, so who knows?
Cool.
Yeah. Miranda?
Gekwa does look really cute though, let me just say.
Yeah, I'm going Gekwa. No
Gekwa.
question. Like I tend to go with the water types, and that's going to happen again here. It's 100%.
Yeah, me too. I'm going with Gekwa. Sorry to the Leaf starter whose name I don't have written down.
I didn't even write it down. I feel bad.
Yes, yeah. I think
And our little PIP covers it every time, so I'm like, it's fine. I'm not gonna choose you anyway.
No, I really like him though. Look, he's so cute.
It looks like an angry bird to me.
Oh, bro.
It is absolutely an angry bird, and you know what?
Yes.
He is a cute little thick boy, so I dig it. I dig it.
I think this is a solid trio, though. I think that they're all pretty good. I think people will pick. I think that it'll be evenly split. I don't think it's going to be super leaning like someone gets 8% or something like that of the pick.
Yep. And it does look like we are getting, like this is very Southeast Asian inspired. Was kind of I think some of the talk of the town around what people were expecting this to be. And it looks like that's going to be a thing. Also, what's that thing on the side of their backpack? What is that?
I didn't see it. What did it look like?
So there's like this big.
Oh yeah,
like,
it looks like a switch.
Screen. Or kind of that. I'm like, but it's really big.
Computer enhanced.
What the heck is that? Yeah, exactly.
Let's see if we can
There's
get a
so many
freeze frame
things.
on
Yeah,
that.
that was a good one when they were throwing the Pokeball. You could like see it right in front and center.
Yeah.
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 And,
Interesting.
Maybe while we wait to see like a better shot of it, I'm just very curious. It's been a minute since I've gone like fully 100% in on a mainline Pokemon RPG, but when was the last time you could actually go underwater? Well, it's been a minute, right? Like fully explore an underwater
you could
area?
dive in Generation 3.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
been-
the
it's
last
been a
one I can
while.
remember. Yeah, that's one of the most exciting parts of this to me, because I just think about, I don't know, something even as expansive as Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. And in those games, you can't dive under the water at all. It is
Right.
just swimming on the surface. And so to see Pokemon taking a chance to do that, assuming we can dive and they're not just showing us Pokemon you can fish up. Like, I don't think they'd show it in this way if you couldn't. But I think that's just a very cool step for them to take. Okay, we got a freeze frame here. It looks like, I don't know.
Looks like
I don't even know, like a giant Switch 2 with a huge,
With a
weird Pokeball
that's-
Joy-Con.
it looks like a fan on the bottom though. Like it
Yeah.
has like this pivot spot. So like maybe it's some sort of climbing to like some sort of tool.
Traversal is the vibe that I get from it because it gives off
Yeah.
skateboard to me too, or hoverboard or something.
Yeah.
But it's too narrow and
Maybe
like
it
just a little too
expands.
short, I feel like, to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it
interesting.
expands. Yeah, maybe it expands.
I mean, there's
We are
a lot of
seeing-
biomes, so who knows how we can actually traverse them.
Our producer Tayo saying it could be for swimming underwater.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe like one of those cool underwater little fan things that you hold on to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a propeller.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because that is definitely a fan on the bottom.
Yeah.
We're also seeing lots of trainer customization too, just from the different trainers that are running through all these areas, which is great. I mean, that's
Thank
been a thing
you.
for since what, X and Y, that you've been able to really dress up your trainer. So that's cool to see coming back as well. Yeah, this is a really good trailer. We aren't getting this until 2027, so Pokemon is missing its 30th anniversary with a brand new entry. I'm totally cool with that. I did expect it this November, honestly.
I did
Like,
too. I'm really surprised.
They're dodging GTA.
Oh,
Just kidding. Pokemon doesn't have that problem, honestly. It's like one of the singular franchises that could probably go up against it, but
I think everyone's a little bit afraid of GTA 5, even Pokemon. But
I do wonder what the Nintendo November release is going to be now, because I had it penciled in as Pokemon Gen 10 for the last several months of kind of predicting out what their calendar looks like this year. And yeah, we don't know. So there is now an open spot for something to take that slot in November that usually belongs to Pokemon. If a Pokemon game is coming out, it usually gets November. So yeah, that's wide open. That'll be fun to talk about in future weeks on NVC. But anything else we're seeing from this trailer we want to talk about?
That cloud
the,
on the
the
right.
suspicious cloud.
There's a very like serpentine shaped cloud. It's
It
very
I would
questionable.
originally say Gyarados, but I feel like that would be a weird thing to put up there. So I'm assuming it's something new instead.
the part of the face looks too long to be.
Yeah,
Gyarados.
yeah.
Giving-
The
it's
original-
giving
the
Seviper.
posture.
Yeah.
Yeah, hint at a
no, it looks
legendary,
different.
like maybe a new
I-
legendary. They're going to be
It's gotta
serpents.
be. That would be so
Possibly.
cool.
Well, it is, as you said, like wind and waves. So like, how are they going to represent wind? Clouds. Clouds
Yeah.
kind of help show that, like the movement. That's how you can kind of see stuff. So if that is, as you said, like maybe part of the legendary, that could help. I wonder if there's like a clue to the legendary below the water.
yeah,
Like,
that's
if
what I
there's-
was like, because they showed that one. I was
a good
looking
point.
around for something else.
Then it does transition directly to underneath the water, so who knows? Let's see if we can spot anything. We got tons of whale lords.
I know.
So let's also, I wanted to bring up the spread of Pokemon looks pretty decent so far.
Yeah,
too.
lots of gen representation
Generations.
for sure.
And
Yeah.
there is something more natural about their placement. Like one thing that always kind of rubbed me the wrong way in all the Legends games is that it just very much feels like, you know, this is the Mareep area of the map, and it seems like there's some biodiversity happening here with Pokemon kind of living out the Ken Sugimori art style, where it's like, oh no, this is a fully like a full ecosystem of Pokemon and how they kind of interact with one another in the environment. And you get a little bit of that in Legends, but it looks like this is really adding more to the biodiversity front, which makes the world feel more believable and like lived in, which I appreciate.
Yeah, and I think the models have been definitely touched up a little bit too, because that's been one of my complaints of this last gen. Is I feel like, because I get it, there's 1,000 Pokemon now, and to make all these models and keep updating them for each generation, it's hard, and so they kind of look the same for a whole generation. But now we're jumping to Switch 2, and I just feel like they're looking more natural a bit in their environment. Like we're seeing some better shadows on Switch 2 that these Pokemon are casting, and it just all looks more like a lived-in environment. Yeah, like this, it looks better than I expected that it was going to. Just super impressed. Any other thoughts, guesses, predictions, wants before we move on?
Just I guess I'm assuming the legendaries will be serpent dragons of water and flying types.
Oh, that'd be so
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah. I know. I think of like the serpents from Monster Hunter Rise, like the wind serpent Ibushi and things like that. I'm just like, that would something like that totally works here.
That'd be sick.
At this point, all I want to do is just pause in a bunch of frames and like zoom in, you know, like there's just so many spots where it's like, I think we saw this, of course, with Scarlet and Violet when they revealed that there's so many little hints about how they want to set up like their gym systems, usually if it's like this traditional or something different. We saw some banners in like one of the shots somewhere too that like
I can't hear Miranda. Is it just me?
Yeah, Miranda, you cut out.
Okay, so I'm
for
still
me.
okay. Miranda's okay. We're waiting for Miranda to come back. I think we lost her audio. But yeah,
Kitty
I think
interference.
yeah, maybe we'll move on from Pokemon Winds and Waves from now, and then come back at the end of the show. If we is Miranda back? Sorry, we're live here this morning. Okay, Miranda
She's
is
back.
back. Awesome.
I was wondering if Ari was being a menace.
Yeah. Well, we got you back now. We're going to move on from Winds and Waves, and maybe some more info will come out before we wrap up, and we can circle back at the end of the show. But we got to talk about Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, which are coming out this morning on Nintendo Switch. These are the 2004 Game Boy Advance remakes of the original generation of Pokemon. They're going to cost $19.99 each, available in a bunch of different languages on Switch. And we got confirmation in this presentation that Pokemon Home compatibility is coming. So that's good, because that was a big want of a lot of people from this presentation. We haven't talked about these releases on this show yet. Casey, how do you feel about these games coming back for Pokemon's 30th?
I think it's a good call. I don't know how I feel about the $20 price tag. I feel like this would have been a very easy impulse buy for a lot of people, especially Pokemon fans, if it was priced under $10. I think $10 would have been good Pokemon fan price, and under that good. It's just a really old game. Like, this game is 20-ish years old now.
22 years old this year.
Yeah, so that's quite a long while, but knowing that there is Pokemon Home compatibility does give it more value, so it kind of makes up for it a little bit. I mean, these are Pokemon that would have been extremely difficult to get into your current gen games. You would have, I mean, it's a Game Boy Advance. Like, you need so much. It's possible, but it's a lot. I've written this process many times. I have guides on it. I can't recall it from the top of my head right now, but it would be an extremely long process to try to do that now, not to mention the many different types of hardware you would need, including the Game Boy Advance and the DS. So I really like that they're making these Pokemon accessible now.
Yeah, I gotta say, I wasn't sure how I kind of felt exactly about the $20 price tag until we got this Pokemon Home confirmation. It's like, okay, well, besides to make a quick buck, why aren't you just including these in the Game Boy Advance Nintendo Switch Online app? And now that it's like, oh, they're going to be compatible with Pokemon Home, and it's part of this larger Pokemon ecosystem, that makes sense to me that you're selling them separately. So I actually don't have an issue that they're doing it individually. It's a similar thing to what they did on 3DS. They sold Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow and Gold, Silver, Crystal for, I don't know, $8 each, $10 each, and then they had online capability and Pokemon Bank capability at the time. So I think it's fine to, like, this is a way to bring a classic game back that people love and have been wanting, to bring those Pokemon eventually into Pokemon Champions, which we learned is coming out this year on Switch in April, and then mobile later in 2026. So I think it's great. I think this is a great comeback for two of my favorite Pokemon games. Like, I love Fire Red and Leaf Green, so I'm personally excited about this one. Nick, you haven't played this one.
Yes, that's actually what I was going to bring up. So this definitely came out in the era of, like, I was a beholden to my parents' wallet, and I had, only had Ruby, Sapphire, and then Diamond and Pearl. So these kind of fell by the wayside. It's always been, I've always heard that Fire Red and Leaf Green are some of the definitive ways of playing the original game. But is there like a top line? Like how would you pitch Fire Red apart from it being a visual overhaul of the original Red and Blue? Is there? I see, there's a companion Pokemon that can join you of that nature. Do I have access to Ruby and Sapphire? Or I'm sorry, Gold and Silver Pokemon? Like, what's the top line on this apart from it being very pretty?
What's your pitch, Casey?
What is my
Not to put
pitch?
anyone on the spot. So sorry.
So there is an end game that was not in the original Red and Blue called Sevi Islands. I mean, I say end game, post game. You can access it after Cinnabar Island, so you don't have to beat the Elite Four to start those islands, but there's that whole separate area. You can also get one of the 3 legendary beasts, depending on which starter you choose as well. And the Pokedex, I do believe, is more expanded.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. Like, I think that was, not to criticize the original Pokemon games because they kind of started this all, but, as a hungry young child who is eager for more RPG goodness, once you finish the Elite Four, all that was really left to do in that original game was to, catch Mewtwo and then call it a day. So it is nice to see that it's borrowing elements from something that, we saw in like Emerald, right, with the Battle Tower and all that jazz, and stuff to do for people who really want to dig in and really explore the breadth of content that the Poke World has to offer. So I'm definitely going to be picking this up. The whole $20 price tag is a little bit rough, but regardless, I am now a millennial with some disposable income. So this is, I guess, destiny that it has to happen, that I need to spend $20 on this version of the game. And yeah, and I've always said that I think that there was no way any Pokemon games were ever coming to NSO, just by nature of the beast that is Pokemon. They can charge people for a more premium product. Unfortunately, I think people will pay it, and I would also argue that there is probably some weird compatibility with the NSO emulator versus their plans on integrating Pokemon Home into that said NSO emulator. So there's probably something bespoke here for how they are bringing these Fire Red and Leaf Green to Nintendo Switch 2, because again, they'll need to update it at some point later on to include that home support. So very curious to see how that works out.
Yeah, I think another big part of it too is these Pokemon re-releases never want you to be able to abuse cloud saves to duplicate Pokemon, duplicate legendaries, things like that. And the NSO apps all let you create suspend points. So you could like trade a Pokemon to your friend, then load a suspend point and have Mewtwo back or whatever it is. So I think that's a big reason that they keep them
really good
separate
point.
as well. Yeah. Miranda, I think we have your audio back. What's your take on Fire Red, Leaf Green?
You should have me back. I think it's too expensive for having to purchase either or both of them. I think they should have done a bundle at the very least, or of course the dream of putting it on Nintendo Switch Online. I understand that there are reasons they wouldn't want certain features to be applicable to this game, though I would rather them see if there's like a way to turn them off or alter it, but it is what it is. So I also didn't play this growing up. I think this was in my like first-person shooter era when this came out, so I was playing a lot of like different console games around this time, and only had very few games on my Target Red Game Boy Advanced. I remember that when I got it. It was very, very special. So obviously I played Pokemon Yellow and Fire Red, so my parents were like, you don't need this, and I was like, all right. And so even that being said, like this is also kind of a bad time for it. Like I get why it's out right now. Iconic anniversaries.
Yeah.
But Pokopia is next week. It's next Thursday.
It is. Yeah.
It's less than a week away, technically. So it's like, I don't have time for this. So I'm actually replaying through Pokemon Sword and Shield right now. So it's like, I'd rather not do all that. Maybe someday I'll get this, but today is not that day.
Yeah. Yeah, to play devil's advocate, Pokopia appears to take place in like post-apocalyptic Kanto, like from our hands on. That's what it's looking like, and it's like maybe that you can revisit Kanto and then play it again a week later in Pokopia. But we've been to Kanto so many dang times. Who doesn't know the layout of this region at this point? These were one of my first Pokemon. My first Pokemon game ever was Sapphire, and so then I got Fire Red shortly after that.
Nice.
And I adore Fire Red. It has running shoes, which Red and Blue don't. So that's just right there a huge reason that it's better than the original. And it's just, I mean, it's iconic Pokemon adventure. Like I'm really happy that they chose to bring out this version. I expected it to just be Red, Blue, and Yellow again because they are very in love with Gen 1, and I thought it would be Gen 1, but instead it's the Gen 1 remake, so I do think that's cool. It has a national dex. I don't know if there's going to be a way to get Pokemon from home into these games for that national dex, so hopefully they release Ruby Sapphire.
It looks like it's a one-way street here based on this little...
Which is very annoying.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Yeah, so hopefully like Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, if they come, then maybe those two versions on Switch could interact. I think that's going to happen at some point.
Just throw Emerald out there and call it a day. You know, I think at this point, the thing that's beautiful about Fire Red and Leaf Green is that it's going to hopefully bring down the aftermarket for people selling their cartridges of the original Fire Red and Leaf Green on eBay, because right now the prices are nuts. It's like $200 for an open box Fire Red or Leaf Green. So we need to see that same thing happen for Emerald. I know a lot of people would be appreciative of that.
I could be misremembering, but I think each of Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby and Sapphire, and Emerald all have a different form of Deoxys you can get.
Ooh.
And you can't
that's right.
change their forms in those games. They change by trading them between games. I don't remember how this mechanic works. Again, it's been 22 years, y'all. Like, give me a break.
There's a thousand of these things.
But so that would be a reason why they would come out with all of them.
Yeah, well, that's Fire Red and Leaf Green, which are out today after the Pokemon Presents. So they're probably live now or any minute now on the Nintendo Switch eShop. We're going to talk about Pokemon Pokopia, but first I want to remind you one more time that if you want to be the very best like no one ever was, you can streamline your journey to becoming a master trainer with Planet Pokemon. Choose your Pokemon filtering by type, ability, or Pokedex, then use the full team builder to assemble an unbeatable lineup. Plan out the optimal set of moves, items, and abilities. Play to your strengths by analyzing your team's resistances and vulnerabilities, or really maximize your Poke potential by digging into the stats of your EVs and IVs and save multiple team builds for different strategies in different games. Plan your dream team today at planetpokemon.com. Well, we're less than 1 week away from Pokemon Pokopia coming out on Switch 2. It's a big Switch 2 exclusive, and it's like Dragon Quest Builders meets Pokemon. We saw a little bit more of it today, like a DJ Rotom who you can feed CDs to change the soundtrack of, and a greetant named Chef Dente who you can make meals to feed to different Pokemon. So a couple more details as we approach release. Casey, you previewed Pokemon Pokopia a couple weeks ago now. You haven't been on the show since. Tell me your thoughts.
I'm honestly really surprised by how much this captured my attention when I was playing. I immediately had so many different things to do that I wanted to do that weren't necessarily part of the main task, but still kind of tied in like an off kind of secondhand way. But I just wanted to keep seeing what habitats I could make, what Pokemon I could bring in, what new skills they would bring in. The loop seems extremely satisfying, and it's introduced and you're able to interact with it very early on. The tutorial, I feel like, wasn't annoying at all, which I'm really glad, because I feel like a lot of times, especially with cozy games, that introduction can really drag on. But I felt like it was short and sweet and also really charming.
Yeah, we played, I think, the same demo pretty much at separate events where we just got to see the kind of the opening area and then try out a little bit of multiplayer later on. And then it's very similar to the section they showed off. If you watch the Nintendo Treehouse Live segment earlier this week that Nintendo of America hosted, they showed pretty much the same segment as that, just this opening where you land in this just completely run down town and you slowly start gathering Pokemon abilities to build it back up. And then what we saw in this trailer, we saw like a lot more complex than the stuff we've gone hands-on with. Like I saw a railroad in the back, looked like there's going to be mine carts or something, which is a very Minecraft thing to do. Tons of different biomes, a huge Pokedex, like every generation seems to be represented in this. I continue to just think Pokopia is going to be an enormous hit this year. I think that casual Animal Crossing Stardew Valley audience is going to see this and they're going to want to pick it up. Plus Pokemon fans, I think it's going to be huge. Miranda, what do you think?
I loved your note about Minecraft because certain scenes in this just reminded me of that instantly and was kind of making me think like, how big is this game? Like it seems massive, which is really exciting because it's like you really want a lot to dig into with games like this. As Casey was saying, I'm so sorry.
That's great.
We've been up very early. We're delirious. Or at least I am. I think with these sorts of games, like you just want to have a lot of options as far as like what you're focusing on. So that way, you know, like the cycle of the gameplay just doesn't get stale too quickly. And it seems like based on the sheer number of Pokemon, the things you have to learn, the kind of environments they're showing off in this, there's so much you can do. And I'm utterly stoked and I want to play immediately. I wish we were just already next Thursday, but I do love too that they've been slowly showing us like more and more features. Obviously with Treehouse we got like a better look at things, but as you said, it was very early focused, and this kind of showed like the potential of what you can do. Like, am I gonna play hide and seek with my friends in this? No, but are we gonna build something stellar? Heck yeah. And like that's such a fun way to position this, and obviously it's like you have a Pokemon with you, so how are you gonna hide that well? But it was cool seeing it's like there's like this booth and the Riolo was just like standing there next to the other Pokedolls and it's like blinking, but so you know it's it's a Pokemon, but at the same time it's just like, wait a second. So I think there's like a lot of like cheeky things you can do with this game, it seems like, and I'm really excited to see its potential.
Yeah, and then they built a giant Ditto and then played the Pokemon Center theme when running atop it. Yeah, it was a cute trailer with just a huge look at this game. Nick, where are you at on this one?
Admittedly, this has been a game that I was aware of, but not really paying too much attention to because, admittedly, I'm not a huge Minecraft guy, but I am a big Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2 guy. I adore those games, and I love the quest structure of those games that incentivize you to do things that otherwise I wouldn't ordinarily do in a build game like this. So I'm curious, are there like quest type things? Like, how am I getting Pokemon into the town? Am I catching them? Am I building structures to attract them a la Viva Pinata? How's that work?
Yeah, basically what it is you're building different habitats for these Pokemon. And the kind of core loop is you're running around, gathering materials. You get hints of what these habitats are going to be and what type of Pokemon they'll attract. You then construct those habitats using the abilities you have or new ones you learn from Pokemon you meet along the way. That habitat will attract a stronger Pokemon that will teach you a better move, or you can build an even better habitat for stronger Pokemon. And it's just, I thought it was really cool.
This is exactly what I want to hear because, again, I'm a huge fan of Viva Pinata, and not to make commit a faux pas on a Pokemon show, but one of my all-time favorite games is Digimon World for the PlayStation 1, in which you need to build a city in order to attract different Digimon. And so like that's a feature that is sorely lacking from a lot of these building games that genuinely like speaks to my soul. So the fact that you can build this, town to your liking while also catering to other Pokemon is exactly what I want from a build game like this. And then, add that like loop of a Dragon Quest Builders and you got a hardcore RPG nerd excited for this one. I'm ready to go all in on this. This looks great.
Yeah. Casey, any other thoughts from your time with it?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think your comparison to Viva Pinata is apt. I haven't played Viva Pinata in a really long time, but it is one of the things that some commenters pointed out after reading my preview. So I think you're right on the money there. I'm looking forward to it. I wish Slay the Spire 2 wasn't coming out on the same day.
No, I didn't realize that.
Oh no, we lost Nick.
Yeah.
It's early access though, so maybe I'll just hold off and play Pokopia.
Yeah. Okay, we got the website for Pokemon Wins and Pokemon Waves. The official website is up now, so I'm just.
I was just looking at that too.
I've been scrolling through it, guys.
Okay,
Mr. Windy Chew and Miss Wavy Chew.
Yeah, we'll get there. We're going to start top to bottom because we do have a bunch of new info, official wording about Pokemon Wins and Waves. The Pokemon Wins and Pokemon Waves games, all new entries in the Pokemon video game series will be released exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2 in a simultaneous worldwide release in 2027. These new titles feature an open world to explore with beautiful windswept islands and a vast ocean with glittering waves that ebb and flow. The Pokemon that live in harmony with this region's lush environment have developed their own unique ecosystems. By visiting these islands, you're sure to open the door to a brand new adventure that could only be found here. During this adventure, you'll be able to team up with all kinds of Pokemon to overcome both the difficult road ahead and even the forces of nature that block your path at times. Then the website gives us a look at the main characters, which are going to have different outfits depending on which version you're playing. So yeah, we see 4 different costumes there. The partner Pokemon, Brout is the bean chick Pokemon, Pombon is the puppy Pokemon, and Gekwa is the water gecko Pokemon. And then we have what Miranda mentioned. I don't know if we can pull up this B-roll of this website. Special Pikachu make their debuts. The latest video featured the appearance of some Pikachu with a brand new look. Just how could these Pikachu be involved in your adventure? Look forward to future announcements. And they're Mr. Windy Chew and Ms. Wavy Chew are the 2 Pokemon we saw. Miranda, what is this?
I need a Mr. Wavy Chew plush stat, but I mean,
For sure.
I don't know. They look like they're trying to induct you into something. Like they really want to sell you something, maybe, or they've been on vacation a little too long.
They look sunburnt.
They're
They
very
do.
tan. They're very tan. But you know, we need more tan Pokemon. I love it.
Yeah, I always feel a little weird though when they give like female Pokemon like eyelashes. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I mean, the Pikachu already has a heart tail. I think that's all you
Yeah.
really need.
Yeah, but I think Miss Wavy Chew obviously has to know surf, right? Like that's built in, right?
Let Miss Wavy Chew have her false lashes, okay? If she wants to be glam, she can be glam.
She has like canonically pink, like
Cheeks
too. I was about to say, like that's wild. These are very special Pokemon. I wonder if we're going to see. This already makes me think. It's like, are we going to see more?
Are these the cover Pokemon instead of legendaries?
Oh.
No way.
No way.
No way.
Okay.
Nah, I
mean,
don't
one's
think
windy
so.
and one's wavy, so I was just thinking maybe there's a chance.
They look like they're about to sell me a timeshare. Hopefully not.
Exactly. So the thing I also want to point out too here is that they match the trainer outfits. So for Pokemon Wins, they have like that almost cowboy hat looking guy with pouches on the side, which is like kind of wild. I kind of like it. I'm kind of down for it. And then Pokemon Waves, you have a cap. So I wonder if the Pikachu you interact with is also based on which game you get.
So it does say in the press release that depending on which game you have, your starting outfit is based on that. But that's the only other information I have to add on for that.
Yeah. So it could be like that's like an exclusive. It's like which special Pikachu do you get to
Hang out
interact with? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that could be one of those things that they have as an exclusive. But maybe not. Maybe you just get to see both of them.
They seem very like Squid Sisters coded from like Splatoon,
totally.
like kind of like recurring characters that will, I would assume, just kind of make their presence known every now and then and be like, hey, go check out that island over there. There's something weird going on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like a partner
more
Pokemon
humanized.
that's not actually in your party, but just is kind of a character.
Yeah, just because there's so much personality in them, which is a little bit unusual to me. So that's a thing that makes me think that they're more the mascots of the game as opposed to, I mean, hopefully not the cover Pokemon, but we'll see.
I just feel like there's no way. Like it's
Whoa,
that.
hopefully not. That'd be amazing. Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's rude.
I mean, listen, I'm the first person to run and defend Pikachu, but like, listen, I don't know. I guess maybe sitting next to the legendaries. I don't know. It's weird.
Not just those two. People would go nuts. It'd be great. Yeah. Windy Chew and Wavy Chew for Cover Athlete 2027. That's my
God.
new hope for this game.
We also have the descriptions of the starter Pokemon.
Yes.
You guys are interested.
Yeah, you
All
want to read them?
Yeah, so Brout is this Pokemon runs about energetically while photosynthesizing using the leaves on its brow. It's lively, but it can also be a bit clumsy. That's the bean chick Pokemon Brout. Adorable.
Nice.
And then for Pombon, we have the area below its throat glows faintly from the heat generating organ within its lungs. This Pokemon is guileless and friendly. So head empty. We already knew that from its expression, and I love it. And
That's
then
great.
for Gekwa, this Pokemon launches springy balls of water from its tail. Gekwa is very intelligent and maneuvers shrewdly while putting on airs.
I love snooty Pokemon so much.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's a great trio. They look good together. I can't get over the Angry Birds look of the last one. Though.
Oh, no.
He's looking like that to me. Yeah. Cool. Well,
Logan,
I
I
think
got I got to give you some like NVC homework. You got to make the entire NVC cast do their artist renditions of what they expect the final evolution of each of these Pokemon to be.
Okay, that's good.
I always love the speculation, so we got to do it
Yeah.
before it becomes official.
Yeah, I am like the worst. I can't draw at all. I'm terrible. So mine
That's
will,
all right.
will look like chicken scratch, but maybe that's good for Brout. Yeah, cool. Anything else on Winds and Waves?
Not that
I don't know if we have any more until we get
Yeah.
more time to sit down and look at this, but
Yeah,
just
looking
very
through
exciting.
the website, it's mostly just like screenshots of things that we've already seen. So everything else,
Oh,
it's just more
there-
zoomed in.
There is one thing. It says beginning with Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves, Brazilian Portuguese will officially be supported as a selectable language for players. So I think this is the first time that it's accessible at the beginning. So
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
cool.
yeah,
That was a big part of Doug Bowser's tenure at Nintendo of America is localizing these games more for Latin American markets. So
Mm-hmm.
that's great to see continue. I remember last year too at the Pokemon Day, there was something about Pokemon cards or something being
Spanish
put into some
language,
new
I
languages
believe.
for the first time.
I remember the Spanish language being implemented in like at launch was a big talking point.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's really neat. I can't wait to see more of this. 2027, that's just a huge tentpole Switch 2 game to look forward to. I know a lot of people have been feeling like that's been totally missing from the Switch 2 lineup this year. So I'm glad that we have this far out one to kind of look at as we get some of these smaller games here throughout 2026. Okay, we got to talk about that weird thing that they let off this entire show with, which was that Game Boy audio player that has 45 different cartridges of the music. What is this? This is totally bizarre. It's like a music player that's designed like a miniature Game Boy, and it has different Game Boy cartridges that you plug into it and play different songs. Is anyone here going to get this?
I mean, millennials with disposable income are the target
Yeah.
demo. That's what we all are, I think. So, well, I'll let you do the math, Logan.
Okay, so yes.
It has like 45 cartridges. That's a lot to store. So that's the other problem. We live in, or some of us, we live in like big cities, small apartments. Where am I going to put all of that? But at the same time, it's so cute.
It's very cute.
I kind of feel like I need it, but also I don't. But if I see it, and if it's not too expensive, I might just get it anyway.
I'm trying to find the price right now. So apparently my PC is blocked from the Pokemon Center, so I have to use my phone.
I don't see it on Pokemon Center when
Okay.
I'm looking at it.
There
But
is-
they did recently list the opening scene line of
Okay, that's what it
products.
is. The opening scene line looks sick. I really like that a lot. But Miranda, I have like a very similar sentiment to you. Like I don't have space in my apartment for more stuff, but I really love it though. Like I think it would go on my shelf great, and then I could just like pop it in. I don't know. It's cute. I like it. I really like the Game Boy music and aesthetic. Actually, I listen to Pokemon Lo-Fi all the time. I know this isn't exactly the same, but
Yeah.
it's
I feel
cute.
like it might just be tedious to have to switch all the cartridges though.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, that
Oh,
seems,
yeah.
that's a labor of
Absolutely.
love at that point when you're just trying to listen to some music. I think, okay,
Yeah.
just a quick heads up if you are looking at PokemonCenter.com. So this is for the US, UK, and Canada. It says check back later today to get the Game Boy jukebox.
Okay.
Which-
Oh, wow.
I
This is
imagine
gonna
they'll-
sell it immediately.
Yeah, I'm going by the Nintendo store in San Francisco later today, so I want to see if they have it there. I doubt they will, but
It is cool that they have like different screens on the front side of each cartridge. Like that's smart. For a split second when they first revealed this, I was like, is this a Game Boy Mini that's gonna like launch
That's what I thought,
Pokemon
too.
games?
That's what I
I
thought.
thought about
yeah.
that. That's what I
Yeah.
thought too, but it was completely different. Something nobody asked for.
Yeah, sure.
But like, why not make this just an all-in-one MP3 player with shifting screens that has 45 MP3s? I like that's so much more convenient.
in this
like
enormous box. Yeah.
It's the tactile feedback. There is something very satisfying about having physical media.
Yeah.
It emulates. It's a physical media emulator.
Very fair, very fair. I'm just praying this has an auxiliary output so that you can be the dude who's on the long road trip. It was like, pass me the aux. Hold on, let me get my 45 cartridges out.
Like,
I would
listen, I have a
love that.
whole bag just dedicated to this one thing.
Yeah, I know.
mean,
I
dude,
can't. Go ahead, Nick.
It'd be classy to bring your old, like, the old pouch. Every child had the Game Boy pouch that had the Game Boy, and then all your cartridges. Have that just stacked with all 45 of these cartridges.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. I can't say anything though to Pokemon fans that do buy this because I did just spend $100 last week on this guy. This is the Virtual Boy that I'm holding up. So yeah, you go for it. I mean, you do you. If this is
If it makes you happy, go for it.
Yeah. Other last updates we got in kind of the first half of the show. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, the GameCube game, is coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack only on Switch 2 this March. So next month, which starts in 2 days, which is very cool. Who here has played Gale of Darkness and has experience with this one?
So I actually only played Coliseum.
Yeah, me too. I've never played Gale of Darkness either. Coliseum's also coming, but Gale of Darkness is first.
Coliseum was my first and my only, but I did really want the Dark Lugia, even though I know you can't actually keep the Dark Lugia to transfer it to the game.
I think that's what made me not play it. I think I was out of protest because you couldn't transfer the Dark Lugia out of the game.
And if I may be petty, I thought that the main character design was significantly worse than the first one.
So much worse. The first Coliseum's main character and partner Pokemon are sick, and this one it's I don't know, it's giving like 5-year-old 4Kids anime.
Yeah.
I never got to play this or Coliseum.
I remember that being more traditionally, like, more challenging than traditional, like, Pokemon games up to that point. So I'm very curious to see how the difficulty stacks up in retrospect. As an adult with a lot more RPG experience, I'm very curious to understand the dynamic, because in Coliseum, you don't get your traditional starter types. You have, I forget what your starter.
Umbreon.
Yeah, there you go. And it forces you to reevaluate what you know about Pokemon and how you go about approaching it. I also was in love with the whole stealing Pokemon from the evil trainers and incorporating them in your team. I thought that was such a clever and more mature take on Pokemon that I thought we'd see more of over the years. So I'm very curious to see if they plan on revisiting this after both of the games come out for NSO, because I think we are the millennial audience that this 30th anniversary was intended for. So maybe it's time you give your little millennial audience a more slightly mature Pokemon.
Yeah, this is a really cool series that just kind of went away. I mean, the home console Pokemon game, I think Legends is actually pretty close to this now, is the modern counterpart.
Yeah.
But having the stadiums on N64, Coliseum, and this on GameCube, and then we never really got a good one. Again, Battle Revolution on Wii was not a great game, no. But Coliseum's amazing. Like, I love that game. It's double battles, which is really cool. And I agree, Nick, it was harder. I couldn't beat it when I was a kid compared to the handheld games, which I could. And then it was always so special to plug in your Game Boy Advance with the link cable and get to play with your party like in local battles on the TV. And that's kind of what Pokemon Champions is now, is like bringing your Pokemon from any game to this one cool hub to battle. So super neat. And Gale of Darkness got really expensive on the secondhand market over the last several decades. So it was like up to $150, $200 in recent years, kind of after the pandemic. So this is a big one for like just this game being accessible to people without having to pay a fortune on the secondhand market. So this is great. Very excited about this one. And then we got, let's see, that's kind of it. We know Pokemon Champions, we already mentioned. Pokemon Worlds in San Francisco. Miranda, are you going?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm so stoked. Me and my boss are going to go for sure, and probably another panelist here will be joining me, but TBD. It's Casey.
It's me.
Yeah. Obviously, Casey's coming.
Wait, what the heck? I thought you meant it was me. What?
I mean, you're welcome to come up. But yeah, absolutely, we'll be there. I love watching the World's whole event as I can. I don't usually keep up with competitive Pokemon, honestly, but it's just like such a fun community spot for everybody. Like, whether or not you care, like just the stories that happen with the players every year is always so fascinating. And of course, it's hard not to want to cheer all these people on, and they put on such a great show. So getting to go back again in San Francisco is really special, because the first time they had it in San Francisco, when Casey and I did go, it was a little lame. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't go to the San Francisco one. I started in 2017. So you went like just a couple of months before I got here.
Okay. I am delusional and thought you were there for some reason. but I remember going and it just being a little underwhelming. Like I was really excited, but it was a lot smaller at that time. They've definitely gotten it bigger every single year and like have made it more of like a festival vibe. And I always collect the Pikachu from those, and Casey has very kindly helped me secure them most years. So I'm excited for this year where I can actually just go get it myself and kind of see like what the vibes are doing. And again, to compare like the special Pikachu plush from this one to, you know, the one in the past. But I'm so excited. And Pokemon XP too. That's going to be exciting as well.
What is that?
It's the fan event. So it's going to take place alongside World Championships. And it's just like in a different venue, but they said they're going to like have panels, and we don't really know what else.
Yeah, we don't know exactly. So we know they're going to be panels. They're going to be so in Pokemon, at the Pokemon World Championships, they always have side events each day running alongside the actual tournaments. So you can come in and get a build and battle deck and play Pokemon TCG, or you can do Ditto games with just a couple of booster packs that you get. They also have VGC side events. They have Unite side events. So I assume they're going to have a lot more of these and a lot more variety for people to play. And there are going to be panels. They're going to have different content creators and influencers in the Pokemon space coming to do panels and do talks and do little games and stuff. I know at the Europe International Champions, they did a quiz show. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things like that, a lot of character interactions. They've had exhibits with Pokemon card art. They've had signings from Pokemon card artists as well. And this is just from the World Championships. So I'm sure this is all going to be expanded exponentially for Pokemon XP. And I also know one other thing, there is going to be pin trading, which I know they started at the Pokemon World Championships this past year. So that's going to happen again this year. So collecting your pins and bring them along to Pokemon XP.
Yeah, and I know they gave influencers and others specifically special pins to trade that you can only get by trading, which were really cool. And so some people collected full sets. Casey kindly sent me one of them. It was really cool. So I think that's going to be a nice collector event as well.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that is this August, and we know that Pokemon Champions is going to be the game there for the competitive scene because it'll be out by then, which is cool to see them migrate over to that as well. Well, I think we're going to call it there. That's Pokemon's 30th anniversary. The Pokemon Presents finally showed us off Gen 10 with Winds and Waves. I'm sure we'll talk about it next week on Nintendo Voice Chat as more starts to come out and this game starts to settle a little bit after its initial announcement. But thank you so much, Casey, Nick, and Miranda for joining me this morning. Thank you so much to everyone working in the studio in LA, Tayo, Mariah, and Amir, everyone else working behind the scenes to help get this show off and running so early this morning. And thank you so much for hanging out and listening to Nintendo Voice Chat this week. We're here every Friday with audio on your favorite podcast app or a video on Spotify and the IGN Games channel on YouTube. If you like the show, please tell a friend or leave us a review, rating, or nice comment. Wherever you're listening, it's the best way to support us. Next week, it's more Pokemon. Pokemon Pokopia will be out, and we're going to talk all about it. Can't wait for that one. But for now, that's all the time I've got. I got to get back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS. Have a great week. We'll be back next time with more Nintendo Voice Chat, the only place you can
get the thing.
Thing.